martial arts. Unlike other sports and physical arts, martial arts is unique in its physical abilities. Say for example, we take swimming. Swimming helps you develop the core muscles of your trunk. Let's take for example football or hockey. They are primarily focused on the strength of your lower body, building the muscles of your lower body. In martial arts, we do punching, kicking, grabbing, rolling. Punching helps develop the upper body strength, kicking the lower body strength, and grabbing and rolling, that's part of wrestling, helps to develop the core or your trunk muscles. So in effect, it causes an all-round development. It helps to build strength, stamina, speed, flexibility, endurance, coordination, so on and so forth. Coming to martial arts philosophy. Again, unlike any other sport or physical activity, martial arts has its own unique philosophy. What is a philosophy used for? A philosophy is meant to make your life better, to make you a good human being. Martial art philosophy helps you to build self-discipline, self-control, willpower. These are all aspects of self-discipline which are very, very important. Self-discipline is required to make sure that you handle your work, your workout, and your recreation in equal balance. Self-control is required so that you are able to harness negative emotions like anger, jealousy, etc. Willpower is very important to be built so that you can push your mind, your body to its extreme and get maximum performance. So that was the aspect of self-discipline. Second aspect of martial art philosophy's benefit is materiology. Now materiology we will be covering by Lao Tzu and Sanju. Where Lao Tzu, also called as Lao Tzu, teaches you the art of getting success. And Sun Tzu teaches you how to deal with adversity and get the better of it. The third aspect of martial art philosophy which is very useful is spirituality. So spirituality is about the science of being happy. How do you stay happy? So Zen teaches you to stay in the present moment, to stay happy, irrespective of the vagaries of your routine life. So let's go a little more deeper after we have covered the basis of what's the philosophy, what's the introduction. We go to a little bit about who started all this, who started martial arts. So Bodhidharma, a monk, he was an Indian prince who walked on foot from Kerala all the way to China. And he is known as the founder of martial arts and Zen. Now what is Zen? Zen is one of the earliest known philosophies of martial arts. What does Zen teach you? Zen teaches you to be in the present moment, to relish the present moment. There is a very nice quote by Zen which is called Mue Mushi, which is one thought, one action, no mind. Where no mind refers to no rumination. If we take this example and we apply it in martial arts. In martial arts, like for example, if somebody attacks me, so that's an attack, I will defend and I will attack back. That becomes a counter attack. In this entire instance, there is no room for rumination. It's thought and action. Okay, there's an attack coming towards me. I look at it, I defend and I act. If I sit down to think about it, I'm going to get hit. So there is no room for rumination in martial arts. You have to act. It helps you to build your reflex immediately. Similarly, if we apply this concept in life, it's one thought, one action, no mind. That means you don't ruminate. You don't ruminate about the past, you don't ruminate about the present, but you're living your life in the present moment. That's the Zen philosophy, which is very, very applicable to martial art and to life. The second most influential philosophy that we are looking at in martial arts is from Lao Tzu. Now, Lao Tzu was a Chinese philosopher. He is very well known for his concept of teaching you balance or Taoism. It's written in a book called Tao Te Ching. You may have heard about this thing called Yin Yang. The Yin Yang is a circle with two halves. The circle represents the balance within you and in the world around you. If we look at the application of this yin-yang balance in martial arts, it focuses on balance of your inner and outer. So if we look at outer, it's going to be strength, stamina, endurance. And if we look at the inner aspects, we're looking at calmness, resilience. So ability to balance both these are extremely important in martial arts. If we use the same thing in life, so balancing your outer assets and inner assets becomes essential. So outer assets could be all the things that drive you towards getting more money, power, status. We balance that with your inner assets of health, fitness, family, peace of mind. If you are not able to balance these two, there's going to be a lot of disharmony in your life. Lao Tzu explained Taoism and Yin Yang in a very nice quote. He spoke, Tao gave birth to the One. The One gave birth to Yin Yang. And Yin Yang gave birth to all things. So that's Lao Tzu. Next most influential philosophy is by Sanju. Now Sanju was a Chinese general. He is very popular for the art of war. He is the man who teaches you that only hard work doesn't work. You also have to use strategy. You also have to overcome adversity by being smart. So if we apply this example in martial arts, if you get into a fight with a stronger man who has maybe twice or thrice your amount of strength, twice and thrice your size, if you battle your strength along with his strength, if you're going to fight strength on strength, you're not going to be able to match it. So you have to use a strategy or a tactic to overcome this big obstacle, this big opponent. So it could be something like use your hardest weapon on the opponent's softest target. Similarly, if we apply this example in life, you learn to work hard? No, you learn to work smart. So you work smart when many a time you're working very hard and you're not yielding the results. We have to sit down and think, okay, how can I go around this? I have to be smart about it. And that's how you're going to be overcoming the adversity or the problem at hand. Sanju had a quote which was very popular. I'll just speak about one line about it. If you know yourself and you know your enemy, there's no fear in 100 battles. So knowing yourself, knowing your enemy, no fear in 100 battles means you're able to understand the whole picture. The second most influential philosophy in martial arts has been given to us by Bruce Lee, one of the most popular martial artists of all times. He was also a very known philosopher. The philosophy attributed by Bruce Lee being, summarizing it in 3 points: keep it simple, keep it direct, and be open-minded. Simplicity is what? What is simplicity? Simplicity means use less resource. You know, the example like too many cooks spoil the broth. So similarly in martial arts, he said, you don't try to accumulate too many techniques. You learn few techniques and master them. He had a very popular quote to that saying, I do not fear a man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has kicked one kick 10,000 times. So simplicity is you try to use as few resources as possible. Directness is a principle where you go straight to your target. You don't go in a roundabout fashion. In martial arts, there are many examples. He came up with the concept of an intercepting fist, which is a straight punch. You stop everything with a straight punch. In life, if you look at directness example, many times we get diverted. We are working, focusing on one particular task. There may be a phone call. There may be somebody come and address, okay, you want to distract here, distract there, 100 distractions. So we try not to get distracted and we focus onto our paths. And we also go to the path directly. If I have to work towards, say, studying for an exam, I study and I pass. I don't go around it by 10 different ways. The third concept is of being open-minded. Now, being open-minded is very important to be able to break out of tradition, to be able to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. We are sometimes led by our past conditioning, our past experiences, or maybe it has been handed down to us by somebody. So we tend to get influenced by that and walk on that path. But it may not necessarily be the path designed for you. You may be able to find a better path for yourself if you're open-minded and you keep your past conditioning and keep an open mind about newer aspects. You may try new methodologies and see if they work, and maybe it will actually be better. These are different aspects of Zen, about Lao Tzu, about Sanju, about Bruce Lee, whose philosophies play a very, very important role in martial arts to make you a better human being, to help you to keep focused, to help you to understand that there is, you have the confidence to handle your life, to handle your issues. I hope this influences you to take up martial arts for your journey. There is a very nice quote by Buddha. It's a long quote. I'm just going to give you the gist of it. Do not believe in anything simply because you have heard of it. Do not believe in anything simply because it has been found written in your religious books. Do not believe merely on authority of your teachers or elders. Do not believe in tradition because they have been handed down for many generations. But after careful observation, analysis, if you find it within reason and it is conducive for the good of all, then you should accept it and live up to it. With that, I end my talk.